Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Concord Athletics Senior Spotlight for the fall 2020 semester. For the 22nd edition of the Spotlight for this semester, we welcome cross country and track and field athlete Trevor Arms. Trevor, how are you, my man?
Not too bad. Not liking the cold weather, but
I
it is
got
what
you.
it is.
I got you. Happy for the semester to be over?
Extremely happy,
I hear
actually.
you, man. Yeah, we'll jump into some different things here about your career at Concord, but first, as we always do on these spotlights, we talk about the athlete's journey to Concord from high school, and for you, Clay County High School, there in the central part of the state. What other schools were maybe interested in your services to run track and field out of high school, and what was the recruiting process like with Coach Cox?
What other schools were interested? Mainly all the schools around West Virginia, about Concord size, like Glenville, Wesleyan, schools like that. But actually, when I met Coach Cox, it wasn't through him recruiting me at all. It was at a cross country meet. I seen him at a table and I walked up to him and gave him my phone number, and that kicked it off.
Yeah, was there something that separated Concord from the other schools?
I'd say the friendly team environment and Coach Cox, the way he pursued me, and like the way he recruits his athletes is a better approach in my opinion. Because he'd call almost daily to check up on me and see how my races were going, and I'd be lucky to get a call like every other week from other recruiters.
I hear you. You're more of a track guy, but specifically the 400 is kind of your specialty. You've had a lot of success in the 400 meter over your three-year career here at Concord, but you had some success early in your career in cross country. How was you able to adjust from running the 400 meter in high school to being able to contribute to that 2017 men's cross country team at Concord that ends up winning a conference championship?
It was a pretty tough transition. So I first started running cross country as a workout regime in high school, and I really wasn't expecting to continue that journey in college. But Coach Cox had a different plan in mind. So I just stayed on the team and rode it through. And the distance change was a bit of a difference that took some time getting used to because it wasn't a 5K anymore.
Sure, your probably your most successful race your freshman year comes actually in a 4,000 meter race at the Golden Bear Classic there in Beckley. What was it like to be in the top seven for that race? Because like I said, such an ultra talented team with guys like Jason Weitzel and Justin Snyder and Tyler Cossett, Michael Runke. I mean, the list just kind of goes on and on there. But what was it like to be in the top seven for that meet?
Yeah, so I specifically remember that day because I knew that was going to be my only chance to place top seven on the team. So I specifically made sure that my parents came to that meet. And I knew that I had to give it my all because, like you said, that was my best race because it was the shortest. So I just went out there and just basically killed myself to pass Roger there at the end. And and I made it, and then it was a pretty good feeling. It was a good time.
Yeah, you talk about guys like Roger, guys that you end up training with a lot. Until he graduated, of course, and you got guys like Damon Akers and like drawing a blank, Matt Plumley, people like that. Obviously, he was a hurdler, but people in the same training group as far as distance goes. So, did you kind of look up to those guys early in your career to see how they kind of did things, to get yourself settled into, to collegiate running?
Oh yeah, I definitely did. I'd say Damon and Roger were the two biggest ones that they took me under their wing and started treating me like I was their like mini athlete, and they really helped out a lot when it came to like form and pacing. Because pacing was a big one. I could not pace when I first got here, and we just worked on that so much.
Yeah, you talk about Coach Cox, kind of being persistent and communicating with you throughout the recruiting process, and it seems like that's kind of a cornerstone to his program is, be a communicator. Let me know what's going on, and let your teammates know what's going on. So what was it like to be part of a strong team that had this very good chemistry right out of the gate for you.
Very pleasing and welcoming, actually. It's always good for a team to have good communication so everyone's on the same page and there's no drama. And coming out of high school, high school has a lot of cliques and stuff. So I didn't really like being on the high school team that much. But once I got here and joined the team, it was really relieving to be on a team that was there for each other.
Moving over to the track where you've, like I said, had a good deal of success. Your first accolade, if you will, comes your freshman year, spring of 2018, on the 4x400 meter relay team. And I forgot to write this down, who all was on that 4x400 meter team. But you guys end up getting third place at the conference meet, to get honorable mention All Mountain East Conference. What was it like to stand on the podium there as a freshman, along with a lot of other good guys, and get all conference there in 2018?
I felt really honored because, like you said, I was a freshman. And I think, if I'm trying to recall, the other people on that team were Matt Plumley, Damon, and David Mack, I think.
Okay.
Maybe not David Mack. I can't remember the fourth person, but I don't know. It just felt good to be a part of that process and that team that could place. And I was so young, and it was a good way to start my career that freshman year.
The following year, you guys, you, Jason Weitzel, Damon Akers, Roger Foster. I did write this one down. You guys get to go with Coach Cox to the New York City Armory, or just simply called the Armory, which, for those of you who don't know, it's kind of like the mecca of racing. It'd be like playing in Madison Square Garden in basketball, or at Lambeau Field in the NFL, or something of that nature. A very prestigious race there at the Armory. You once again, Damon Akers, Roger, and Jason Weitzel go there. You guys break the DMR record, distance medley relay, 10:06.70 seconds there. What was that feeling like to get to race in such a prestigious place like it was?
To be honest with you, before we went, I didn't even know what it was, and then Damon and Roger had to sit down and explain to me the greatness of being able to go there and ride. But after I found out where we were going and realized how big of a deal it was a really good feeling. And then just being there too was amazing.
What was it like, Trevor? Obviously being from Clay County, the culture shock, and here you are standing, and I know there's a picture of this. I've seen it from Coach Cox. You four and Coach Cox standing in Times Square. What was that feeling like, to be able to stand in Times Square as a kid from Clay County, West Virginia?
It was a different feeling because, like you said, culture shock. And there was an incident that happened that was kind of funny to me and Damon. There was a guy selling his mixed tapes on the street, and we were trying to ignore the guy, and he made us take one. And then so we started walking away with it, and then he started yelling at us, telling us that we owed him money. And then Coach Cox was like, "Go." But
that's great. Well, obviously this past track season was wiped out, but you guys are going to get to compete here, and really not that long. I guess about 2.5, 3 months down the road, Concord's going to compete for the track season. So Trevor, I'll get you out here on this one. What's your goals for this track season?
I'd say my goal for this track season, my previous goal was to break the 600 record for indoor track, but I doubt that's going to happen. But my goal now is just to focus on the 400 and try to get to where I need to be and hopefully place top 3 at conference.
All right, man. Well, we appreciate the time here today, and we look forward to you and your teammates getting back out there on the oval in the not-too-distant future and being able to compete again.
Thank you.
Once again, Trevor Arms, 22nd edition of the Concord Athletic Senior Spotlight for the fall 2020 semester.